All tricks, no treats in the Medicare space.
What can it be? What can it be? Oh, hi there. It's my birthday. I'm Christian Brindle.
Area 51, 100%. I'm in. There's alien technology that we've been trying to recreate. The government's been lying about this one for a long time. Oh my God.
Seven Figures or Bust podcast. October 1st, everybody. Happy AEP or pre-AEP, technically. This is episode 162. This number one podcast in the world for growing your insurance business. Christian Brindle, Glenn Shelton. And two things we need to start off the show by kind of shouting out. Again, like I said a second ago, happy AEP, everyone. We're here. Seemed like we'd never get here. From the daily, seemed like the daily, if not every other day, kind of news drops that were just happening all throughout the month of September. We also have a government shutdown that got announced today, so maybe we won't even get to the 15th. We'll have to see.
Hey, gotta give a quick shout out to Jake. That intro is legendary. We have a new October intro. If you missed it, just absolutely hilarious. And for some reason, me turning into an alien, I can't get over either. It's just the most absurd thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
If you're listening to audio only, you gotta check out that video intro that Mr. Jakey Poo put together for us. Amazing.
In addition to everything that we talked about so far, it's also the beginning of Medicare Supplement Awareness Month. Many people have been asking, what is Medicare Supplement Awareness Month? We've heard you guys talking about it. We've heard you guys talking about saving the Supps. Yep. What does that mean? Well, we're going to explain it in full on today's episode 162. Should we start off the show, though, by talking about this government shutdown? You made a bold prediction on timeline of this.
I did. This feels, because honestly, what ultimately ends up happening, you guys, this becomes less about the budget, less about, being able to, because ultimately the United States can sign off, hey, 100 trillion more, let's roll, baby. Right? Like at any moment in time, if Congress wants to, increase the credit card limits, print more money, like that can happen at any time. It's been happening for decades. So what this ultimately comes down to is it's this bargaining chip where the left and the right try to always grab onto whatever topic is important to them at the time, and it's, you've got to do this, no, I got to do this. So it becomes kind of this holdout of like, who's going to cave first? Will there be compromise or will there not be compromise? My prediction this morning is 45 days. I like to think a little pre-Thanksgiving win is what I'm kind of forecasting for you guys. October 1st here today is we're going to have this ugly fight. I feel like it's usually around 30 days, so maybe this will go a little bit longer this year. I don't know if you have any predictions you'd like to throw out.
See, I'm going off of memory, so I'm a little fuzzy. I'm asking old Chat GPT right now how long the last government shutdown was. But I don't ever remember them going that long. Okay, so it looks like the most recent government shutdown. Okay, longer than I remembered.
It was like 28, 29 days, wasn't it?
35 days.
35 days! Oh, I'm an expert! Damn it.
It was from December 22nd, 2018 to January 25th, 2019. So it's possible. It's possible it goes that long. Hopefully not. That would kind of screw some AEPs up if, let's say, there's like not apps being processed or CMS cannot verify.
Could slow things down for sure. I don't obviously, unknown how this will affect us in the Medicare space exactly, but something to keep an eye on, to say the least. I think it's important to bring up, important to keep you guys updated on what's going on with that. And, we're like 12 hours into this shutdown, so we'll see what happens. Any predictions you want to throw out there as far as your estimated guess? You're muted, by the way.
I would love for it to be under 30 days. I'd love for it to be like a short period of time, but after that, I'm probably more thinking it would be like 30 days or so, give or take. 45 days would be almost the extent of AEP.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. I mean, what haven't we had this AEP, right? Well, let's throw a government shutdown in and spice it up a little bit,
We'll see how it goes. One thing I wonder is like what does everyone do that works for the government during the government shutdown? Do they go golfing? Like do they go bowling? Do they watch movies?
What I've heard is and I don't know if there's I'd love to get like a specific list, but basically there's a huge number of government employees that get furloughed immediately, where essentially they're out of a job until the budget gets passed and then they can come back and keep doing their job. They're not fired, they're furloughed is the term they use.
Yeah.
But I also heard that Congress gets to continue to get paid, which
that's
to me,
nice.
That doesn't make any sense. I'd like to see the receipts on that if that's true, but it's like, how can we have all of these, as an example, like national parks? I think national parks will get like shut down, and a lot of times those employees are gone, they're furloughed. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how this plays out. But yeah, are they going to just be sitting in Congress yelling at each other until this gets fixed, or is it like, you know what, guys, let's take some time off and let's think about this.
Let's go bowling.
Highest score gets the budget. Okay.
I mean, let's be like, I can just picture this. I mean, let's be honest. We're all worth $100 to $200 million from insider trading. Maybe we put $1 million a pop on these bowling games. We'll make it back. Easy. After all, I mean, wasn't it Nancy Pelosi's husband that like had better returns than like Warren Buffett? That makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah. They all do.
Anyway,
They all do.
Nobody get political on you guys. So we're going to talk about AEP, but I want to start off talking about Medicare Supplement Awareness Month. We actually have a video that we want to play for you guys.
Very important video. Important video.
Public service announcement of sorts to kind of get you guys a little bit of an introduction of what Medicare Supplement Awareness Month is all about. We are determined to save the Supps this AEP. Okay. Another beautiful thing about MedSupp, don't need CMS approval for them to go through. They don't need to be accredited by CMS.
Christian, by the way, how many non-commissionable MedSupp plans are we looking at this AEP?
0.0.
What? What? No, that can't be true. The industry's over. The sky's falling. What do you mean? You can write a MedSupp plan and get paid? What? This is crazy, you guys.
All right, let's move over to our video that we want to play for you guys about Medicare Supplement Awareness Month. Hang on just a second here. Okay. I'm hoping I can get this worked out.
Shout out to Mr. Roth. We will have MedSupp Humana attire this month. I promise it's coming. You're going to see it.
It's a long month.
It's a long month. It's a 31-day month. There's 5 Fridays. This is another thing I'll mention while Christian's pulling this up. I was thinking about this last night. I don't want to forget. There are 5 Fridays in October. What does that mean? That means there's 5 freebie Fridays. What are we giving away? Medicare supplement leads from Lead Heroes. We're going to give away 500 Medicare supplement leads in the month of October. It's happening. All you have to do is comment when you see a live stream, just like this one that we're on right now. This is the first of what will be many live streams this month. Every time you comment, you get an automatic entry into Freebie Friday. Here we go. Medicare Supplement Awareness Month, the official announcement video. Christian, take it away.
All right, guys. I'm going to play this video. Watch all the way to the end. It is only 1 minute and 18 seconds. It will explain what Medicare Supplement Awareness Month is all about.
Hi, I'm Christian Brindle. Will you be a savior for a Medicare supplement plan this AEP? Every single year, countless Medicare supplement plans find themselves without a home. You can make a difference. Medicare supplement for years has been a depreciating market share product with the Medicare community. But if you call the number on the screen today, you can get $19 Medicare supplement leads and find a home for a helpless Medicare supplement who just wants to make a difference. Like I said, call the number on the screen and save a Medicare supplement in need this AEP by buying $19 Medicare supplement leads for Medicare Supplement Awareness Month. Will you be a savior for a Med Supp today?
And there it is. The cat's out
is.
of the bag for Med Supp Awareness Month.
Cat is
You heard
out
it here
of the
first,
bag.
guys. Live on the show, $19 Medicare supplement leads for the entire month of October to combat Medicare supplements not being put in a good home this AEP.
That's not even a cup of coffee a day. A comment from one of our current listeners. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, with the price of coffee today, I mean, you go to Starbucks, by the time I leave, you could probably get 3 Med Supp leads for my average Starbucks order. You know, I've got my coffee, the wife's coffee. I've got 10 cake pops. By the time I'm leaving Starbucks, you guys, I'm 3 Med Supp leads deep. You know, I mean, you could place a policy in a home. I'm sorry, but you could place a policy in a home if you just skipped that one Starbucks order and invested that same dollar amount. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna rupture my spleen. Oh my gosh.
Guys, we're on a mission to save the Supp.
We
Will
are.
you help us? Will you help us by putting a good Med Supp in the home? I've seen a couple of questions I'll kind of address real quickly on the live stream on Facebook, on the YouTube channel. More than one now. Being like, why didn't you play the Arms of the Angels song?
We wanted to
so badly.
So
Since it's a
badly.
copyrighted song, we would have been flagged. Our content would have been removed, muted, shadow banned, everything else in between, demonetized. And so we just had no other choice than to find like a alternative song that sounded sad. But it must have done the job because everybody knew still what we were going for.
That makes me happy.
So, okay, so Med Supp Awareness Month. Let's get down into the nitty gritty, right? So $19 Med Supps leads from Lead Heroes. I want to get into that and talk about the specifics of how they're generated for anybody that might not know anything like that. Minimum order of 30, right? Am I delayed? My audio bad?
Just a half second. You're just a half second delayed there. But
Okay,
yes,
so
continue.
$19 Med Supp leads, minimum order of 30, right? Talk to us, Mr. Lead Daddy himself, about anything people need to know about these Med Supp leads for this Med Supp Awareness Month cause
Yes.
we're on right now.
Yes.
Month of October.
This is going to be huge. This is going to be huge for many reasons. One is, as we've been talking about for the past several months now, coming into this AEP and talking about how certain markets are going to have less plans, potentially less options for seniors. Medicare Supplement is in a prime position to help you have the best AEP ever. Even if you have options for Medicare Advantage, I would make an argument that diversity is such a great thing for your own book of business. Not to mention for the right senior, it might be legitimately the better option for them. So, with Medicare Supplement Awareness Month, we want to help agents who might have less options in their area this AEP. We want to help seniors get more coverage, better coverage than potentially they've had previously. And at Lead Heroes, with these $19 exclusive Medicare supplement leads, we have the ability to help you guys out in a way that I don't think we've really been able to do before. So what we've done is we have essentially a national footprint. So anywhere in the US, we can generate these Medicare supplement leads where we'll be targeting folks between the ages of 65 and 80. So these are people already on Medicare. And we're asking them if they would like to try to save money on their Medicare supplement plan. Now, if you've been in the space for a while, you know that Medicare supplement premiums, especially recently, right? We've all seen it. The premiums have been going up, 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 up. And we know that a lot of times you can switch from one plan to another, especially, certain states, you have to health qualify. Some states, there might be a guaranteed issue or a birthday rule, or potentially their plan's being terminated and they have a guaranteed issue ability to enroll coming off of a Medicare Advantage plan. That's going away. So they could potentially go from one Med Supp plan to another and save a lot of money. I've personally seen it so many times where someone is paying an ungodly amount of money for a plan where the premium has just gone through the roof, and they can switch from one plan G to another plan G. It's all federally regulated. It's the same exact benefits, whether it's Mutual of Omaha or Cigna or Humana. A plan G is a plan G is a plan G is a plan G is a plan G. And now you are a hero. You're a hero because you got to save Mrs. Jones thousands of dollars, and you got to place a Med Supp who didn't have a home, who's been slowly losing ground every year, a diminishing return for Med Supp. And we want to stop that right now.
And I want to give a shout out, right, to our friends over at Humana. The great Fred Roth actually pointed out on the stream in the Facebook group that Humana will add $250 of bonus commission.
Wow. Talk about a pledge.
Every underwritten Med Supp that you guys write during AEP. That's a big number, right? That's a big number.
That's massive. Let's go Humana, guys.
Shout out to Humana.
Shout out to Humana.
I think a lot of the stances that Humana has taken during AEP with everything going on has been very pro-agent and agent-friendly across the board. So we certainly appreciate their partnership and everything like that. Guys,
I want to take 1 second here while we're talking about this bonus from Humana, because I think this is one of the most underrated niches is underwriting a Med Supp from the carrier's point of view, right? And we've been talking
Mhm.
about this all month long for the month of September, even in August. I think we were talking about this. Part of what's going on is the carriers need to be profitable, right? This is a business just like you're in a business. Goals to make money. Everyone's trying to make money here. Underwritten Medicare supplement business is some of the best business you can give your carrier partners.
Yes.
And it's not hard to do, you guys. It's simplified issue underwriting. It's typically 8 to 10 questions. You can do this. And statistically, from what I've seen at Lead Heroes with our Medicare supplement leads and our Medicare supplement lead program over the years, I'd say 7 to 8 out of 10. So 70 to 80% of seniors will health qualify to move. So there's no reason why you can't underwrite a Medicare supplement plan to move them. There's more options than ever to move someone without health underwriting, but even if you have to health underwrite someone, there's a very good probability, I would argue the majority from what I've seen, will be able to move. So I just wanted to mention that really fast while we're on that topic.
Yeah, and I love that. I think that's such a great point. And, you know, no matter where you are, right? Some of you might have gone into this AEP feeling like you're in an area that's decimated. And I've been on the record in saying the vast majority of areas this is probably not the case. But maybe you're in one of these areas, right? Like we've talked about this before. Connecticut, it's a tough market right now. Idaho, to a lesser extent, pretty tough market right now, although not as tough as Connecticut. Let's see, what are some others? Washington, I won't just say the name, but a major carrier decided to pull their renewals on PPO plans last second, right? For 2026. MedSup is still there. It's still available in all 50 states. And it's not to say that we haven't had big rate increases the last couple of years, but it's relatively untouched by what's going on in the MA space. It's a totally different thing. And so, I think there's an opportunity to be had, and there's a lot of people that either are, like Glenn said, on a MedSup plan and paying way too much, and there's a lot of those folks out there that you can help, that can pass underwriting, or there's somebody that might be sick of the MA changes under their feet that wants to consider a MedSup plan and going in that direction, right? This could be a saving grace for some of you, this AEP, if you find a home for a helpless MedSup plan who just wants to make a difference, this AEP.
It's all they want. That's all they want. Another thing that I think is important to mention here is so the Medicare supplement leads at Lead Heroes. I've been doing this since 2015, 2016. So this is, I believe, my 10th AEP marketing MedSup during AEP. So what you'll find, you guys, so even though, yes, a senior can potentially switch from one Medicare supplement plan to another at any point during the year, AEP has created this environment in the senior space where seniors believe, because they see so much marketing, they think they can only switch their MedSup plan during AEP. So what that causes is it creates this insane reactive Medicare supplement marketing response. So instead of marketing in June or May, where you might have to fight someone a little bit more on the phone, marketing MedSup during AEP, you get Mrs. Jones on the phone and she's already thinking psychologically in her head, because of all of the marketing that she's seeing, that, oh, I need to switch my MedSup plan now because I'm not going to be able to do it later. Obviously, you can explain that and get into that with Mrs. Jones. That can help build trust. But the point is that these seniors are more likely than ever to want to switch their MedSup plan right now, from now until the end of the year. This is it. This is literally prime time. It's like watching a lake get stocked with fish, and you're showing up with your fishing rod, and you're just like, just a truckload of fish hits that lake. You're like, oh, sweet. Like, the fish are biting, you guys, more than ever. And we're here to really help you guys supplying with the bait that we believe they'll really hook on to. So great opportunity, I think, for agents, this AEP. Help save the Supps and help, protect your own book of business as well.
Absolutely. So, in addition to kind of what we're talking about, right, with saving the Supps, it might be a good topic of conversation to kind of shift to talk a little bit about not just how the MedSupp opportunity is there, but to talk about what we can expect this AEP, right? Like, what can we expect this AEP now that we're October 1st? We have a government shutdown today or last night or whatever.
Yeah, day one.
To start this season. If Glenn is correct in his estimate of 45 days, that takes us to, if my math is right, November 15th.
That's my estimate. And again, that's just a prediction. I have no idea. I have no insider information. That's just a guess.
Easy, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. Don't check my phone. I don't have any connections, but
should see his stock portfolio. Let me tell you that.
Oh man.
So, what can agents expect this AEP, right? Like, I think a lot of agents are kind of hoping that the news and the announcements are behind us. And I think there's a very good chance that they are. Now it's time to get to work.
Yes.
What should agents know, do you think, this AEP? If someone came up to you on the street and they said, "You're Glenn, I'm little Billy, and I'm going into my first AEP or my second AEP, whatever the case might be. I'm relatively new. What do I need to know about this AEP to help me be successful?" What would you say to little Billy?
And the thing, I think this is what's unique about this AEP is from a national perspective, there's a lot of things that you can share that are applicable, but a lot of what's going to happen this AEP is more of a market demographic kind of county by county, state by state, right? Whereas historically, it was more of, hey, this is what we're seeing nationally, and this is also what you're going to see in your local market. So I think what some of this change could spur is people wanting to work with a local broker more than ever, right? So shout out to the brick and mortar, shout out to little Billy at Kroger's. I tried to get you out of there, but you're still setting up your table, and that's okay. I still support you. I want you to have a great AEP. I think you're going to find that in certain markets, the local broker will probably be more important than ever, because what's going on locally might not be what's going on nationally. Nationally, you can see that there are plans terminating. We're estimating around 2 million. That's the number that I believe we've heard, is around 2 million plans nationally are being terminated. But again, on the grand scale of things, you're talking about like 5%, right? A 5% national termination, that's really not that much. However, if those are concentrated in some of these local markets, you might be in a local market where there's a huge majority percentage even of plans being terminated. So that's kind of the dichotomy that you're going to see, little Billy, coming into this AEP. Is your local market might not be what the national market's doing, or your local market. You might call your buddy agent out in California, and you're in Kentucky, or you're in Connecticut, or South Dakota, Idaho. You guys could all get together on the phone. You got 5 agents, and everyone's kind of seeing something very different. So I would really capitalize on the opportunity of your local market. I think there's probably more opportunity there than ever before, because for a national call center to be experts in all of these individual local markets and what's going on, I think it's going to be really tough. What I can tell you that I've heard through the grapevine with some of these bigger entities is I think a lot of them are trying to hone in on where they see the opportunities, whereas previously a lot of them were just, trying to hit everything, right? It's just like a national, we're going to attack everything all at once. So that's kind of my little hot take for little Billy. Well, what do you think? What did I miss there, Mr. Brindle?
I think you nailed a lot of really important points for little Billy on that one. I think about our own agency, and our plan for AEP is a lot of what you said. We have a lot of things locally lined up, and we're an agency ourselves that are licensed in 46 states, right? We are all over the place. We have clients all over the place, but we have a presence here that's fierce to our competitors. Fierce. But we got all kinds of things lined up, right? For our internal team and our agents. Like, we're just going over the game plan this week. We have seminars starting as early as next Monday, right? Dinner seminars for people. We have senior expos starting as soon as next week. We have all different types of things kind of prepared out in the community. But of course, in addition to that, like we're going to have Facebook ads running in the local market. We have the leads flowing from Lead Heroes for the local market. So we're going to be swimming in leads. Like, just picture a pool, right? Like a public pool, but maybe it's been emptied. Like it would be emptied for someone that was like a skateboarder, like Tony Hawk or someone like that. He's the only skateboarder I know. And just picture like a little slip, right? But like back in the day, a little slip, and that would represent our lead. Maybe it's about this big around if you're watching on the video. And picture this pool, no water in it, but it's full of leads. And I'm diving in cannonball first. There's so many leads, it saves me from hurting myself on the hard ground of the pool. And I'm swimming. I'm backstroking. I'm going under. I'm coming back up.
This is the AI image I want from today's episode. Is I want Christian jumping off the roof of a house into a pool. The pool's empty, but it's full of leads. And you're just like cannonballing. You're just cannonballing in. You're like, cannonball.
There's going to be so many leads. We're going to be swimming in them.
Swimming, matey.
Arrgh. Walk the plank into the leads, matey.
LOAs, line up. You're walking the plank. Straight into the empty pool full of leads, matey.
You know how much money we had to spend to get all these leads? Yeah, there's going to be, but no, like in all seriousness, like we're aggressively attacking the market. And
yes.
I mean, I think you should be too. And at the forefront of it, I think it should be with Medicare supplement leads. What are some frequently asked questions about these MedSupp leads that you think that we will get that we could answer in the remaining 10 minutes or so of today's show?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there's a lot that falls into this category. And by the way, if anyone has any questions about Medicare supplement for this AEP, or specifically the Lead Heroes Medicare supplement leads, feel free to comment below on this video, and we'll try to get those answered either live or afterwards on the replay if you do comment. One of the most important ones, and I think the thing that comes up more than ever is, are these leads exclusive? Historically, what you've seen in the lead space for the past 20 years, you'll have a lead generator. They generate that lead, then they'll sell it 10, 20, 50 times. And that's how they're really trying to make their money. from the beginning. The reason that I started Lead Heroes essentially 10 years ago now was because I myself, as an agent, got gypped by my agency being told that the lead I was buying was exclusive. So the premise I took from my own experience as an agent was, I don't want that to ever happen to me. So why would I ever want an agent to work as shared lead? So we have never sold shared leads at Lead Heroes, and these leads are 100% exclusive to you. So it's a double opt-in call verified lead. So they're opting in online. They're saying they want more information. We are then calling them. Again, I mentioned kind of our spiel earlier. The primary purpose of that call is we're saying, hey, Mrs. Jones, we want to make sure you're not overpaying for your Medicare supplement plan. You do have a Medicare supplement plan. Okay, great. Medicare supplement premiums are going up all the time. We'd like to connect you with a Medicare supplement specialist to see if they can save you money on your Medicare supplement plan. And then once that's confirmed, we let them know that that specialist will be contacting them in the next day or two. And then that's exclusively passed to you, the agent. So that's probably the number one thing, though, is, are these shared leads or are these exclusive to me? And I think it's important to note they're 100% exclusive to you, the agent.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think people ask sometimes, they're like, there's a vendor, let's say, that will give me leads for $10 and they're on Facebook or something like that. How do these differ from Facebook? We market on Facebook. We have a lot of experience on Facebook. We like Facebook, but we typically look at Facebook as the most valuable for volume, right? Not necessarily intent. I think one thing that's important to point out with these leads is, these leads are somebody that's opted in online, right? Requested a contact. So we have permission to contact from that. And then from there, one of our callers in our virtual call center is calling them and getting verbal permission for them to talk to an agent really a second time in two different ways. And so I've used the terminology before, double verified. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying that or not, but like I look at it that way, right? Because they opt in two different ways, two very unique different ways. Whereas with a Facebook lead, if you've ever scrolled on Facebook, you've seen the ads, you've seen the sponsored ads, and you've clicked the learn more buttons, and your information might already pre-populate, right? You might accidentally submit something. I know I have. So, not only are these exclusive, but the intent is typically a lot better than what you see on a lot of these like Facebook ads or social media leads or anything like that. So
let's go a little bit deeper on that, though. Is you get a lead, whether it's a direct mail lead or a Facebook lead, the hardest thing to do is to get someone on the phone, right?
Yes.
Especially in 2025. So the fact that we are able to get someone on the phone, confirm that they're actually interested, and then we're passing along that recording to you as proof, validity that this is a real lead. Again, not just some name and number we're passing off to you. That in and of itself has so much value attached to it. The chances of them picking up the phone again. Now, mind you, some people are really hard to get a hold of. Sometimes we talk to someone, we pass it off to you. You try calling them the next day. You call them 10 times over the next week. For whatever reason, you can't get them back on the phone. I'm not saying you're going to speak to every single lead you get from Lead Heroes. However, their propensity to pick up the phone again is so much higher than if I just gave you a list of Facebook leads.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I've talked to people that have bought Facebook leads, not even, or even generated themselves. I've seen it in both situations where like, I can't get a hold of anybody. Like I'm getting a hold of like 1 out of 10 and I'm calling like crazy. I'm automating like crazy, everything like that.
Yes.
That's because the intent is so low. There's something real to be said about somebody that just picked up the phone a lot of times that day, if not the day before if it was later in the day
Yes.
for one of our callers, right? Like somebody that just
Preach.
answered for us, like somebody that you have verifiable evidence that they answered the phone in basically the same day or the day before, is so much more likely to answer the phone than somebody that just fills out a form and their information was pre-populated online. That's why I'm such a big believer in the process of kind of what
We lost audio. We lost audio, Houston. The last thing I heard was,
All right.
that's why. Say again.
Better?
Yes, you're back. The last thing I heard was, that's why I'm such a big believer.
That's why I'm such a big believer.
Believer! Justin Bieber!
Justin Bieber buys these leads, guys. No, just kidding.
The lead hero is endorsed by the Biebs.
What does he do after stage? Does he hook up with chicks, anything like that? Nope. He calls the leads.
Grinding in his tour bus, hammering those lead heroes' leads.
Grinding the leads. We'll talk about jumping into a swimming pool of leads. We're kind of at top of time. I thought it might make sense to move into final thoughts on today's episode, on episode 162. Why don't you kick us off with that?
Yeah,
good sir.
Guys, it definitely feels like, Christmas morning in some ways. We talked about this yesterday. It was Christmas Eve yesterday. Today's Christmas morning. I can hear the phones ringing. I know there's so many of you who have been waiting all year for this moment. I hope that you guys have been able to see the forest through the trees, and that you're able to know that there's still so much opportunity this AEP than there ever has, including Medicare Supplement Awareness Month, which, in my opinion, is the ultimate opportunity. If you, for whatever reason, can't seem to find other opportunity, Medicare Supplement is here. And we can all grow our books of business, increase diversity in our books, and at the same time, keep MedSupp from going endangered. Help it find a home. Help a Plan G, a Plan N find a home. Okay. So, guys, those are my final thoughts. I hope you guys have an incredible AEP. Christian and I are going to be continuing streaming live right here, despite the government shutdown. We're going to be here every day.
Congress might
Monday
be bowling. They might be bowling for wagers and everything else in between, but we'll be here. We'll be right here. For MedSupp Awareness Month. Does Congress even care about MedSupp Awareness Month, you guys?
I don't know. We should write your senators, write your state senators, state Congress, national, federal Congress members. They're all worried about the shutdown right now, but what should really be discussed is how MedSupp should be supported at a federal level, in my opinion.
Endangered species?
Yes. One last thing I'll mention, then I'll turn the mic back to you, Mr. Brindle, is Freebie Friday. We have 5 Fridays in October. We're doing 100 MedSupp leads every single Friday. That's 10 winners, 50 different winners, all month long, 500 leads. Every winner gets 10 MedSupp leads exclusive to you. You can help save MedSupp. Save the Supps. Save the Supps. Those are my final thoughts.
Guys, my final thoughts on episode 162 is the MedSupps need saving. We've been talking about a potential funeral for MedSupp that could have been on the horizon, but we've kind of taken it upon ourselves to make sure that that does not happen. We do not want to be pallbearers. We do not want to be at this funeral. We don't want to be there with several of you. We're all in tears, right? Maybe even some of us have like the black garnet thing, down over our faces that like widows have, like you can send to see, like, I don't want that. We want to see the Med Supp alive, thriving. We want to see Plan G
Yes.
happy and thriving in a home. We want to see Plan N happy and thriving in a home. We want to see high deductible plans happy,
Ooh.
thriving, and
Yes.
in homes. So there's no better way to do that than to get $19 Med Supp leads. I mean, it's just stupid, the value. Stupid. So make sure you take advantage while you can. October is Med Supp Awareness Month, but that does not mean that we cannot reach capacity of the orders we can fill. We took on a lot of orders for pre-scheduled appointments already. So there's only so much capacity. It's possible you could get at a certain point in October and we might not be able to handle the bandwidth of any more Med Supp leads. So get in while you can. $19 Med Supp leads, minimum order of 30, and help us save the subs. That's my final thoughts. Appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end, episode 162. Regardless of the platform that you might be enjoying this content on today, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, give a 5-star review, whatever the platform of your choice will allow you to do. And we'll be streaming throughout AEP, bringing you guys updates and information and talking more about Med Supp Awareness Month. We'll see you guys on the next one. Here's to your massive success.
Save the subs. Save the subs.
Hashtag save the subs. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Save the subs.
Thanks, everybody.